god of this world. But what I want you to understand is that our God, the true and the living God, he will use whoever he will to proclaim his truth, his righteousness, his word, and his gospel. And God is showing us in these passages that he is in control of all things, even over the principalities and powers of darkness. He's using this false prophet to tell a wicked king that God's people are blessed. And there's nothing you can change or do about it. And once again, he does that for you and for me. The false prophet is now in the high places of Baal. All false worship is Baal worship. He's with Balak, the king of Moab, and they are going to engage in a sacrifice or a series of sacrifices to the evil one. And even through all of that, our God, the righteous, the true and the living God, is going to make his word known unto them. There was a promise, and there was the power of God. God's promise to his people was accompanied by the power of God. And you may look at the news, you may look at the world, you may look at our community, you may even look at what's happening in your own home or school or workplace and think that, what is happening? God is still in control. He's still the victor. His power will prevail. Why? It's based upon his promise. I want to go to our text in Numbers 22. Remember, Balak is the king of Moab. Balaam is the false prophet. When Balak heard that Balaam was come, he went out to meet him unto a city of Moab, which is in the border of Arnon, which is in the utmost coast. And Balak said unto Balaam, did I not earnestly send unto thee to call thee? He said, where you been? I'm the king, I called you. Why aren't you jumping when I snap my fingers? Wherefore camest thou not unto me? Am I not able indeed to promote thee to honor? And Balaam said unto Balak, lo, I am come unto thee. Have I now any power at all to say anything? The word that God putteth in my mouth, that shall I speak. See, here's the problem. Balak's afraid of Israel. Balak wants to have victory over Israel. So he hires Balaam to curse them. But God says, no, it ain't happening. Balak says, come unto me. Curse these people. What's taking you so long? And Balaam said, I had to wait on the true and the living God. Balaam went with Balak. They came unto Kirjath-Huzoth. Kirjath-Huzoth is a city of streets on the border of Moab, and it overlooks the promised land. The name itself means border or separate. He took him to a separate place, a place that was wholly dedicated to the worship of Baal. And remember this, the Amorites had been in the land for hundreds of years. Baal worship was prevalent throughout all of Ammon, Moab, and Edom. And watch this. The king makes a sacrifice. Why? What is going on here? It's a counterfeit. It's a counterfeit. In Israel, there was a priestly line, Levi, and there was a kingly line, Judah. Jesus is prophet, priest, and king. It goes back to Melchizedek. But listen, all of the false Baal worshipers counterfeit what God does. So Balak's not just a king, he's going to make a sacrifice. He offered oxen and sheep. He sent to Balaam, to the princes that were with him. And it came to pass on the morrow that Balak took Balaam, brought him up into the high places of Baal, that thence he might see the utmost part of the people. He's going to a high mountain where Baal worship was prevalent, and he's not only going to make a false sacrifice, he's going to spy the camp of Israel. But I want you to see something here. He only sees the utmost part of the people. He only sees part of the camp. He doesn't see the whole camp. He just sees the end of it or the border of it. And he's about 7.5 miles away. And he still doesn't see the whole nation. And I want you to see what Balaam says to Balak about the Lord. He's a false prophet. He practices witchcraft. He wants to curse the people of Israel for money, but God won't let him. Why? He put words in my mouth. He put words in my mouth. If you grew up Italian, every time you got into an argument with someone in your family, they would say, "Don't put words in my mouth. Don't put words in my mouth." Did you ever have a disagreement with someone and they tried to twist what you said and they'd say, "So you're saying this." When someone says to you, "So you're saying this," that's what they're saying, not what you're saying. They're trying to catch you. He put words in my mouth. Balaam said to Balak, "Lo," verse 38, "I am coming to thee. Have I now any power at all to say anything? The word that God putteth in my mouth, that shall I speak." God constrained him to give him honor and glory and to bless his people, even though the whole system was set against them, just like it is today. America's a mess. Why? Just like Israel. The people who originally formed our nation came here for religious freedom. But we have long since left off worshiping the true and the living God. Israel did the same thing. In Acts chapter 1, verse 8, what did Jesus say before he went to glory? He gave them a promise.